Really? I can't see your message right now, but I will in a second. Da, da, da. Oh, what up, Rusty? How you doing? I just want to make sure chat's working here. That worked. Okay, there we go. And the counts aren't working. That's great. You know, Restream is nice, but like it's nice that I can do both, but the chat client is shit, man. What's this morning? Okay, I think I'm getting chats now so I can see that. What's up, everybody? I haven't done a stream in a long while. Um, it's probably been like over a month now, maybe, or at least a couple of weeks. And today we are going to be looking at, I got this nice little USB drive switcher built yesterday. And it sort of works, but it lags a little bit. There's a couple bugs with it that we got to fix, and then also the database for BleemSync doesn't change, but the database that gets generated for the UI actually does work. So I got to figure out how to reload that context for the main BleemSync database. But this is kind of the first step into getting a desktop version of the UI, well, quote unquote desktop version of the UI that we can point to connected external drives and switch it based on whatever, and then also have the games kind of set up on a per drive basis. So if you if you have a terabyte hard drive or something like that, and you throw the entire collection on it, um, if you plug in a separate flash drive and then point to that flash drive through the menu here, uh, it won't show any of those games on there, and you can kind of manage um, two separate installs. I kind of like that idea. That's what we're gonna go with for now. Down the line, if we add like network support and stuff like that, that might change. This might not be like a USB symbol, and might show some other devices in the list and that type of thing. But that's what we're gonna go with for now. Um, so I need to. Okay, so I need to figure out what this bug is. So I'm on drive D. If I change this to drive E, it's going to reload the page, but it's not going to really reload the page. So I wonder if we can like JavaScript reload. Wow, I can't spell. I also just got done with like a coding session at work and everything like that. Um, and I was up till 4 in the morning last night working on shit um, for work. So I don't know how I'm not burnt out yet, but I'm not. So let's keep going. This, all this code is super hacky right now, and it needs to change. Um, but it does work, sort of. Close that. So E, change it to D. That doesn't change it. Do another reload. It changes. Oh, you know what? I bet you. No, it's not a race condition. Why would it be a race condition? That would make too much sense, wouldn't it? Hmm. Um. Let's just try it. Let's just try this. Set timeout function. We're gonna wait a full second here and see if that does anything. Oh, it is a race condition. That's fun. How small can we set this? Can we just make it like nothing? That would be great. Nope. So why does that happen? So it's going to take a while for it to switch. Okay, we're sticking with that for now. Yay, bug fix. Oh, do you see a black screen? That is not normal because it is streaming. You are on Twitch. Twitch. Yeah, no, that's not normal. YouTube. Live now. Oh, wow. No, that's not normal. Um, Fix your shit? I don't know. That's mean. I'm sorry. Okay, so that switches that. Now we just need to fix this because what happens is like, uh, so if we go to E, we have BleemSync folder, and we have this menu.db. The BleemSync folder on the D drive actually has the database for BleemSync, which looks like this. Let's find something that's actually populated. List the files, and then that compiles down into the UI menu um, through a specific service that we have, which is pretty cool. Um, da, 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 da. So, but the problem is that if I go and delete this folder here like that, or this entire folder, I still have this one. So if I were to switch to D, like so, this is going to use this database, this database here. If I switch to E, it creates the folder with the UI menu database in there. But it doesn't create the BleemSync one. And that, I believe, is because of the way that we are, God, I gotta close that file. That's annoying as hell. Visual Studio, this is super annoying. Why can't you just list things in a way that makes sense? Because it's open in a window, that's why. Yes, so if I set this up on E. So if it's set to E right now, we can verify that by going to app settings, checking that it is set indeed to E. If I restart the application, start from scratch, we should see that cool borders will disappear from the menu option, or from the game manager, which it does. If we switch to D, it's still blank. But if we stop the application, start it again, you can see it appears. So basically what we have is we have this database context which persists, and we need to figure out how to swap it, which may be as simple as going into the USB service. Da, 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 da. Ugh, what do we need for that? We need what's in the controllers here. Game controller. Da, da, da. We need this storage. Ooh, don't do anything too crazy now. We need this private read-only storage. And we need this. And we need that right there. And let's try doing storage dot storage context. I'm kind of grasping at straws here because it's kind of a strange way to do things the way this is being done. Storage context, and that is blank. That's great. So how do we start that over? How do we recreate that database? Well, we can look at how we implement migrations, which we do with this design time storage context factory, I believe. If we look at where that is being done, storage context options, options, migration assembly. That's annoying. I wonder if we can. I wonder if that just works with dependency injection. Let's try it out. That'd be great if it just worked. How did I put this inside of services? That's why. Let's try moving this inside of data. Okay, let's try moving this here. Yeah, with 1.0 you can use exFAT or NTFS. And the way that this new thing is going to work with the new UI, it will only list the drives on your system that are supported. So it's only going to list it's only going to list removable devices, and it's only going to list devices that have the correct format. In the future, we can look at doing like prepping of the drive. I actually wrote some code on actually handling formatting the drive and partitioning it and everything like that. But that is not my focus right now. Okay, so shit, I need to move some of this out. Oh, that just fixed everything? Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah, VG, you kind of hit it on the head. It's of course it's not that easy. Why would it be that easy? But you did hit it on the head. It's how do you prevent people from being dumb? I shouldn't say that. How do you prevent people from making mistakes in a user-friendly way? Yeah, okay, so you can't just do a dependency injection on that. Thought not. Next core, how to do. How to do. Let's look at startup again. Initialize a service provider. Storage context. It's not just that you have to do everything for them. You have to also be transparent about what you're doing. Um, and you have to be and being transparent is not just this is what we're doing. Being transparent is if there is an error, you give them an answer that is applicable, searchable, diagnosable, and some sort of able word. How do we do that? Ba da 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 da. DB context. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hmm. Game device manager. Must be get service. Hi game manager service. Import initial games. Did I write this? Who wrote this? This wasn't me. This was Cyanic. I can tell. Everyone kind of has a code fingerprint and how they type code. I would never do this. Personally, I don't like doing that. But it's fine. I mean, it works. It's not bad code. It's just a different way to structure it. Blame. Yep, that's him. Okay. So how do we pass in the database context? I wonder. Can we do services dot Oh, I know what we can do. This is what we'll do. All right. If we look at add scoped, dependency injection, .NET core with parameters. Yay! God, I love .NET Core. Uh, oh, is it really that easy? Service provider, new, USB service. Um, and we will look at for initial games, migrate, blah 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 blah. Provider dot sp dot. What the hell is that called? Or can I just do this? Design time storage context. Oh, this is how we do it. Maybe. Oh, okay. There's no argument in the code. Okay, so if we do that, so can we do that but still keep the dependency injection that we need for that service? Or do we have to provide everything? And other dependencies. Structure and direction. Oh. Oh. Hold on a second. Let's try this. I'm probably not going to end up doing that because it's probably not going to work knowing my luck. iService provider. Service provider. Um, let's do var blah equals service provider. Get required service. Wow, required. We'll do design times storage context factory. Set breakpoint there and see if we get something out of blah. Because if we could just pull it out of the service provider, that would be nice. Nope. Because that's basically, oh, duh, because I'm stupid. And I can't provide it like that. Sam Squamped. Thank you. You rock. VGA, I'm not sure. What I'm not sure about is how to update RetroArch to 1.7.6. That I don't know either. Sorry to say. Okay, so that's just the same thing as what I was trying to do before, which makes sense. Why it wouldn't work? Let's try doing this instead. Public USB service. Factory. Set breakpoint there. See if that actually comes through. Ugh. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh, doy. Um, this is not right. But the reason it seems like I don't know what I'm doing is because I don't. And the reason I don't know what I'm doing is because I'm using this framework that does things in a weird way, and it's not documented very well, so I kind of have to prod at it to do what I need it to do. Can I just say db context? So can you let me on the other side? No, it's not, because it probably inherits from there, which would be very nice. Very nice. Thanks, Michael. Oh, we have a context. Oh, would you look at that? We have the database facade. That's what one would call progress. Okay. So then what we can do is we can do our dependency injection via the. Can we just tag on stuff like, or is it going to yell at me? God, I need to make this bigger. That's what she said. Okay. I'm in USB service. That's where I'm at. Okay, so if we do this, it's probably not going to work, I would imagine, right? Because that's not going to compile because it. Damn headset always shutting off. Da, 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 uh, this is messy, but it works. Oh God, I need all of these. Oh no, I don't need storage anymore because we're not using that. So we'll use config. bouncing around. Okay. And we'll get rid of this because we don't need that. Now let's see if that does our dependency injection the way we believe it's going to be done. If it errors out, it might be just something's out of order on the startup. So we have our context, we have our writable config. Nice. And we have our config. And we have our config. Look at that. God damn, that's good. That's completely poking in the dark to figure out how to do that. Oh, I don't need to get rid of that just yet. Private read only. DB context. Context. Context equals context. And we're going to put this at the beginning just to match the parameters coming in. Config, use config. Why is it saying use config is never assigned to and always will be its default value null? Okay, that's wrong. Okay, so now what we can do is we can say context dot database migrate. Okay, so to go back to what our issue was, what we're going to do is we're going to switch to drive D, which has our BleemSync database in it, which is the one that we're on right now. I'm going to go into E and I'm going to delete that folder. So now when I switch to E, it should actually switch to E and then create the BleemSync folder with the database files in them. Refreshed, and it didn't. Why? Why not? I don't know. Does it actually hit that? Can we hit that? Mm-hmm. Context set database. Migrate. Okay. Strange. Okay. DB context. Restart connection. So reset. Way to reset DB context without deposing, disposing, deposing, disposing. Oh, now be able to checking DB class, DB context dispose, equals get new, protected abstract get new, blah 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 blah. So if I just go and say context dot oh, you know why? Because if I just do migrate, what it's going to so yeah, that's why. So if I call migrate here, you'll see what this is. Okay, we are on drive D. If I want to switch to drive E, it's going to hit this. I'm going to call context database migrate, which is going to instantiate the database. The issue with that is that it doesn't, our context is currently still pointing at D. So what we need to do is we need to basically dispose of this context and open another one. we can do by saying context dot dispose context. That's great, Cloud. I'm glad that you can you feel comfortable, you know? I'm happy for you, is what I'm trying to say. I have no idea if that's the right way to do it. It's probably not. What is going on in the server? Nothing much. Okay, let's switch back to D for a second. Can I expose the disposed object? Of course, because I'm stupid. Alright. How do I dispose? DB context, change, connection string. Yeah, runtime. We can't just change it on the fly, can we? That would be silly. So they're doing extension of DB context, where they are passing in the catalog, data source password, and connection string name. Using the constant name is not null, blah blah blah. Da, da, da. They build a connection string, and they just change it. So what if we did this? What if we did? Let's go back to our startup where we're actually building the configuration, and we're building our connection string. This is going to be config. Oh no, not that. That, that, that. Sure, why not? And we say context dot database dot database dot what the hell do they call it? The Twitch stream link is twitch.tv/Dr. underscore Dalek. DOCTOR underscore DALEK. Oh. There's facade. Okay, why can't we change death row? You know what? Change is being done all the time. We never stop. I'm just kidding. We stop once in a while. We have lives, damn it. Extension. Get DB connection. Change connection string. I wonder if it's because they're doing the extension method. So if we do this, basically, not there, not inside of a namespace. So if you do an extension method like this, um, public static class arrays extensions. And we say source dot database dot. Okay, so that must have changed in. You know what? It's Entity Framework Core. That's why. That's why that's not working. Why I think it should, because I'm looking at a tutorial for probably EF7. Entity Framework Core change connection string at runtime. That's EF7. That's not core. Hi, yes, this is possible. Dynamically change connection string. All right. DB context. That's not really what I'm asking for. Add any framework, add single server. I'm configuring. I was able to change the connection string for each request by moving the connection string logic into the onConfiguring method of the DB context. In my DB context at CS, I add the services I need to inject the constructor, then override on configuring. That's actually not a terrible idea, but I'm not sure we can do that due to the way, because we have to implement this fucking storage thing. Because we're using, I'm getting real close to dropping this framework that we're using for extensions. Because every time I want to do something like this, I'm always running into an issue. And it's really annoying. Because if this was just some project that I had that was completely controllable by myself, without relying on somebody's underlying large framework, it wouldn't be an issue. String gets game manager service, deep context. Okay. Let's see here. Let's keep reading. This is enough. With the development pivot, aren't you starting a new code base? No. We are sticking with the same code base. It's a pivot in the way that we are going to be running it because we won't be running it on the system. But due to the cool things that .NET Core gives us, It will remain a semi-web app. The interface will stay relatively the same. That way, we're not throwing out all of our old code, and we can keep it. So we're still able to um, deploy to OS 10, Linux, Windows, and have it supported across all of those, as well as um, we'll be able to, like, in the future, if we wanted to run it on device on another system, like if you wanted to run it on, uh, say you had like a home theater PC that was your emulation machine, you could run BleemSync on that and manage the games on that. But you could also access it remotely, so you could just upload games wherever you want, from wherever you want, um, which I think is pretty neat. Hmm. It's just you could do. No, I'm not gonna. You idiots. I love that when people are like, "Huh." Well, I suggest that maybe why not create two contexts and then switch between them? No, why don't you just let me update the damn connection string? Just let me change where the database is. I don't want to create a new one for every single place that's going to be. Private MyDB context, result context. A lot of people are doing that inside of. Change the DME connection. Blah, blah, blah. Dependency injection is fun. Didn't you guys know that? Like, programming's fun, and it's never an issue. I have a great time with it every single time I try to do something. Especially if I try to do something complicated, it makes it almost even better. I know this is startup, but does this also get called oh, fucking bitch. I feel like I'm doing this the wrong way. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, that's not what we want. Context. Ba, 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 ba. I'm poking in the dark. Because our context isn't what I thought it was going to be. An entity framework core doesn't let us do a whole lot with this stuff. Or we thought it could. Database context. Da, 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 da. Oh, there's 12 of you watching. Why are you watching me? transaction is SQLite is in memory, get pending migrations async, get migrations, get DB connection. Generate, create script, get apply migrations. Sure created. Sure created async. Begin transaction, current transaction. Get connection. What is this output? What is that output? That outputs a DB connection. So var connection equals connection dot. Oh. Hmm. Is that read only? Yes. Is that read only? No. Okay. So this is going to return a DB connection. So if we go context dot open database open connection. Oh. Okay. So let's try this. Let's do connection. Connection dot. Let's do context.database. But how does that get back to the same place? Da, 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 da. Oh, if we wrote an extension. So if we wrote public class, public static class, database extension, and then we went like this, and we did. I've already forgot how to write extensions. Public class, public static void. Right, public static void, change database, this, DB context. And then we say connection string. Okay, so then if we do context, oh no, that's not what we want. We want to do database facade. Database, there we go. Database dot connection. This dot database dot we can call it itself and totally kill things. Get apply migrations. That's not going to do anything. Get DB connection. Nope, 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 nope. This is not what we want. This is not what we want. Because that's just going to do the same thing as that. Because that's not going to alter the underlying thing. And open connection takes no parameters, which is fun. So the problem is that we have this database context that we can't just overwrite. We can't just say new DB context. Because the reason we can't do that is because we are using startup. We are using this shit. Can we configure that afterwards? That'd be awesome. Let's try. F dot. Nope. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Sorry about that. Yeah, so problem is we have this database context, but we can't change the connection string. If we can't change the connection string, we can't change where the database is pointing to. Which means when we switch, oh, so, and we can't just dispose, can we?